Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Chris Yee.
Are you
Pause
sure?
for dramatic effect.
I was like, are you sure?
All right,
Did it
all
change
right, all
over the
right. I
weekend?
guess I don't know what.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You're supposed to say pause for dramatic effect before I say my name.
There you go.
Yeah, all right. So the Fonz is here. All right, so welcome, welcome. We're going to start right off with a contest here. So this episode is sponsored by Pandasaurus Games, and you can see in the background the Wolves, which was just reviewed like a week or so ago.
I really like that cover. I know I'm cutting you off, but I really like that cover.
Oh, no.
It's super cool. That
Yeah, it is a cool
eye,
cover.
it's like all shiny. And,
Maybe next time we do our top, the best cover of all time, part 2.
Could be a contender.
But there's a contest, folks. It's for a different game ended up here. It's for a game called Nacho Pile, which looks like a bag of nacho chips, the actual packaging of it. You've played Nacho Pile.
I have, yeah.
It's a silly party-style game. It's from the same people who made Happy Salmon.
Yeah, it is a... What's the question?
No, just how many chips are in the bag.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's a push your luck style game that... yeah, it's one of those that, yeah, it's fun. I think it's sillier than it is anything, and so that's fun. In fact, there's a review of it coming up this week, which we'll discuss. I'll say that exact same sentence when we get to Dice Tower Productions. Spoilers.
Oh, I did not know it was happening. All
For
right.
emphasis.
Anyway, it's available at local stores right now and online retailers like Game Nerds. Anyway, you can win a copy of this by emailing us at contest@dicetower.com and putting in the subject line pile. Great.
That's the word.
Pile of nachos.
Pile.
You know what? Nachos is the one thing that I've gone to restaurants before, and when I order like nachos, like with all the stuff on top of them, I'm never sure if I'm going to get a decent amount or an obscene amount for a family.
Oh, my
Because
God.
I've gotten both. I've gone to some place before, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have ordered anything else.
There was
Yes.
a pub back in Las Vegas that they made nachos out of potato chips.
It was an Irish pub.
It was an Irish pub, yeah.
That
And it was
sounds
like this
terrible.
tall for the
No,
small.
You do not
Like,
use potato chips for nachos. What is wrong
It's
with you?
good.
No, it
No,
is
it
not.
was
It's good.
great.
It's genuinely good.
It's just...
But it was this
it's
tall
eating-
for a
It's like
small.
eating loaded fries.
It was
What
like
about that nacho place we went to?
Nacho Daddy.
Yeah, Nacho Daddy in Vegas is...
That was excellent.
That was good.
We had the Thai nachos.
Do you ever make homemade nachos with like grated cheese? Put them in the air fryer or the oven?
Oh, I always make homemade
They get
nachos.
crispy.
Well, I mean, not recently, but I love them to
But do you
homemade
like
nachos.
saucy or do you make them with like grated cheese when you home make them?
Oh yeah, you don't use that sauce only unless you have to. That sauce is garbage cheese.
Yeah, I like that sauce.
It's the worst possible cheese on earth. Well, no, Cheese Whiz is.
But it's full of MSG, and so I keep wanting to eat it.
Isn't that
No, I
like
like-
microwave cheese whiz.
I
You know,
always
when
melt.
When that can pops in the microwave, you know you're in for a treat.
Oh, well, not that.
You know, my son did not know what Cheese Whiz was. We've never bought it.
You watch Goofy movie
Hey,
with
I
him?
guess well done, right?
No, I'm gonna buy it now because he needs to know. All right, anyway.
I loved that stuff as a kid.
You need to put in the body of this email, though, how many chips are in this bag? How many chips are in the game? All right, it's between 1 and 100. I'm giving you
Don't
a
eat
clue
one and then
there.
answer the question.
Anyway, congratulations to the winner. So, after our nacho talk, I should also mention that Dice Tower East registration is live. The cruise is closing in like a week, so if you last chance, I think we're down to 13 rooms in the cruise.
Dive right in.
And Dice Tower West registration is live. So if you want to come to cons next year, now's the time to be making plans and everything. You'll have a fantastic time. We hope to see you there. Yeah, there's all kinds of other things we could talk about, but we're just going to get started with this episode. Here we go.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Maple University. I was hiding behind this giant Everdell complete collection.
Yes, did you ever think that this game would outsize Gloomhaven?
I wouldn't think so, but it has more expansions than Gloomhaven, so there you go. All expansions in here.
Yeah, six releases deep into Everdell, with the base game and Spirecrest and Pearlbrook and Delfair and Missed Something and Knew Something.
I knew something. I heard some people would love to have this because everything's at once, but there are a few others that actually told me that they've been avoiding Everdell until now. So just get everything at once in this giant box.
Handy dandy pack.
Handy dandy pack that is not really handy dandy. It's like a giant dandy. The handy dandy is a small one, right? So it's a giant dandy.
Travel Everdell.
Travel Everdell. How do you travel with this thing? Anyways, Everdell is a great game. It has all, I think it's quite a deluxe component. It's got a great storage, and it has, oh yeah, let's just show a little bit. And it has the wooden tree, right?
It does.
It's got the stickers. It's the stickers as well. I'm excited for
stickers
stickers.
for all of the meeples, the critter meeples. Full rule book for all of the bits of rules, and yeah, the wooden tree is very nice. So.
Yeah. So this will last longer than the paper tree. It's got like coins as well. Squishy berries, I assume.
Of course.
It is. So
you've got to give credit to where this game came from. I remember it was a moderately successful original Kickstarter.
I think it's pretty. When it's out, then
when it was first out, it didn't have the huge hype, but now it's become this. So good on them.
Now, have you played it? And that's it. Thanks for watching.
Happy breakfast, everybody, and welcome to my segment, A Board Game in 1,000 Pieces. So, I've got this jigsaw at Essen on the Spiel, and this jigsaw is called Duck, Duck, Goose and Friends, and it is based on the Wingspan board game and, of course, of the art. Wingspan is a gorgeous game with gorgeous artwork and gorgeous components, so it's no wonder they made a jigsaw out of it. So what you do in Wingspan is you've got your own little area and you want to lure birds in there. So you do this by providing the birds with the proper food they want. Each bird got a different desire, and then you can place them on your tableau and you can benefit from the birds who are living in your area. Okay, so that's the game, that's the jigsaw. Let's see how that goes. For watching. If you want to see more jigsaw time-lapse from me, you can visit me on my channel Sue Burgundy Puzzle, and have a good day.
Hey! They can see you a little bit, Wendy.
Is that better?
No, it's more of a, it's the angle of the camera. They can see the side.
We tried.
Bold
I'm not
move.
as little as Stella.
You're not picking that game back up.
No, I'm not.
We still haven't. We still have not opened this yet. I spent the weekend sorting out 2 huge games. I'm still gonna keep saying I don't mind games that are not so huge.
See,
and you're sorting out one today. That's
Yeah,
not,
I am.
That would in any other decade be gigantic.
So
and yet I'm
many
thinking not that
pieces.
big.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's wild. Yeah, when one of those Eagle Griffin huge deluxe boxes, you look at it go,
It's pretty average.
yeah, okay, yeah, it's that size box. Whew.
Yes.
Live in an age of excess. Take us back 20 years ago, Tom, when,
All right,
when
20
games
years
were
ago,
not this
we're
gigantic.
taking a look at Clash of the Gladiators. So Clash of the Gladiators, a Reiner Knizia game. Rio Grande did this one in America, and I'm not sure who did it in Germany. Clash of the Gladiators, you have these little plastic holders for tiles, and they're your chariots. And then you pick what goes in these chariots. So you can pick swordsmen, shield guys, guys with nets, guys with spears. I think those are the 4 types of guys. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And then you drive around the arena. Basically, you move one space and it just attack the person next to you. And then you just roll dice and see who wins. And you get benefits based on who's in there. Like the net guy can stop a sword. I forget what they all do.
So it's basically Neuroshima Hex.
It's very no. In fact, I'll tell you this: if I didn't know Reiner Knizia designed this, I would not know from playing the game. It does not feel like his other games. Not mathematical. It's just pure dumb luck.
Do you like it, Mike?
I do, but it's very dumb.
Yes, it's a kid's game essentially. And in fact, if you die in this game, which you might, you're not eliminated. You then just play the rest of the wild animals that are wandering around.
Like a lion?
I would
Attack other
die.
people. Yeah.
Can it be a lion?
There's lions and bears.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it's fine. I think I gave it a 6 or a 6.5. I can't give it a 7. It's not good enough for that.
Mike, is this a 9 for you?
It's a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10, he
No,
says.
I think it's probably like a 6.5 for me.
Yeah, it's the art's not great. I mean, although it came out, 20 years ago. The components are fine. I actually like the little plastic chariots because you move them around. And I like, you have this concept of like, I get to customize my chariot. There's like 3 different ways, of different guys to put in
Do you
it.
get spikes on your wheels?
No, it's not that. It's, again, you're thinking way more complex than the game is. This game is very, very, very light. But it's okay. If you see a copy of it for like $10 or less, this would be a fun one to play with kids, I think, for a while and explain to them about what Gladiators did. And
They were great people.
Educational.
this is like football back in the old days.
So, when you and Mike did your Knizia Top 100, do you remember where this fell? Was this middle of the pack?
It was middle of the pack.
Middle-ish, yeah.
That's
'Cause
because there's a lot
some
of low ball Reiner Knizia games.
There's some actively bad ones. You're saying this one's not bad, it's
No,
just...
it's just
I don't think it's
It's
bad.
silly luck.
You will meet people who think it's bad. Because I know when this game came out, remember, at this point, Reiner Knizia was top of the walk. I mean, this is on the heels of Tigers and Euphrates. This is not Tigers and Euphrates. And so people get annoyed by that sometimes, especially back then. If a big publisher made a lighter game, that always irritated people. I don't know why.
I mean, there just wasn't as many games to pick from. You want the next big thing.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, I like it. Again, okay. I'm not hunting it out. I don't think it's in the Dice Tower library.
I don't
I don't
recognize
think it is. I think part of it is that cover doesn't scream kids game.
It does not.
Like when you, with like the Ticket to Ride first journeys and stuff, like those are kids on there clearly. You know what I mean? This doesn't look like
Well, I
it's-
would say, okay, kids is maybe like a family game.
Family
but
weight,
yes,
okay.
Sure,
still.
yeah.
Maybe a more cartoony version of this might have been better.
Death for the whole family.
You wouldn't want to put kids on there with swords and like spears sticking out of them necessarily, but yeah, something a little goofier might have sold it better.
Well, anyway, that is Clash of the Gladiators. It's fine.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're going to be talking about Destinies. This is kind of an adventure, app-driven, scenario-based game where you basically have a character that has 2 destinies ahead of them. Which path are they going to take? These destinies are ultimately kind of your win condition. So every player has their own win conditions, and not only 1, but 2 separate win conditions that they can be trying to work towards. Maybe they advance towards one, maybe they advance towards another. Maybe they kind of inch up on both of them at the same time, trying to figure out what their destiny is going to be and ultimately how to win the game.
So one of our all-time favorite games is Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, and when we completed that, we were kind of like sad, we just enjoyed it so much, and I am so excited to have been able to play this because I got that same itch, I got that same feeling of exploring, of tiles being laid out, not knowing what's happening, going there to discover things, try to figure out what you need to do, try to figure out the riddles, and remember, is this there, is that there, that's where I have to go, and oh my gosh, so much fun.
There was just a really unique mechanism involving this skill tracker. There was 3 main skills. I don't remember. They were physical, intellectual, emotional. I don't know what they were. But the point is there's 3 skills, and you had these little skill markers. And they were kind of scattered all over the board. And the point is when you roll these dice, however, whatever your total was, if it was above that many skill markers, that was the amount of successes that you had. So you're trying to kind of gain experience throughout the game, trying to lower those thresholds. That way when you roll dice, you'd be more likely to be over those thresholds so you could do more things, be more accurate more often at the time. It was a really unique mechanism, and I really enjoyed playing with that.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to hear more from us, you can find us on YouTube. We're Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Everybody, this is Ryan, and I'm Bethany. Hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
guys.
Hello, this is Oliver, and many of you might not know this, but I love basketball, like it's my favorite sport. And today we're going to be talking about a basketball-themed board game, and the game is called Basket Boss by BoardGameTables.com. What I like about Basket Boss is that it's a really good auctioning game. Like, every year in the game, you bid on, players. Like, you bid on players, like, your opponents try to bid higher than you to get players. And I just really like auctioning games in general, like Raccoon Tycoon or another game by Board Game Tables, QE. Another thing I like is that every year, your players age. Like, they age 1 year. And it kind of shows how the players develop by showing, like, the stars. It's kind of fun. Another thing I like is the art is actually really good. It's like a little like pixels. I kind of like that. Yeah, I really like the art. It's simple and fun. Another thing I like is how like each player kind of represents an NBA player. One of them is even Air Bud, but like an example of this is like Michael Jordan is Mike L. Bowman. So it's kind of fun how they put the play on names. Another thing I like is the fun with the like every year there's trophies given out and you can even get medal trophies. So I think that's kind of a fun thing and it like tracks your points. But yes, that is all for me today. So have a awesome day and a breakfast. Bye.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Let's talk about what's coming from the Dice Tower this week. So,
On the first day of
there's two
Christmas.
things I want to talk about. First of all, this week is the last week ever for the Dice Tower. No, but starting next Monday, we're doing some radio silence for a while because next week, two reasons. One, next week here in America is Thanksgiving, and we usually take a couple days off for Thanksgiving, but we also want to finish setting up our new studio. It is almost done. We want to show this to you for the Winter Spectacular, but there's still a lot of work to be done in there yet, and so we need to just kind of pause everything here and do that. So next week, there's nothing. There is Week in Review for this week. And there went another thumbs down. I'm sorry, folks. Sometimes we can't put out this much content all the time, but we try not to do this very often over the course of the year. We usually do it 2 or 3 weeks at most over the course of a year. But anyway, this week, though, lots of stuff for you to watch. We got a lot of reviews coming out. The biggest reviews will be usually
Nacho Pile tomorrow. from
Nacho
Joey.
Pile. Oh, we're taking a look at the new Wingspan expansion, Wingspan Asia. We are reviewing the new, not Rosenberg game. What is that game? The new Delicious game, which is called
Woodcraft.
Woodcraft. I don't know why that name just cannot get in my head. Woodcraft, and that's going up. And so a bunch of other smaller reviews going up. I'm doing my 6 games I played, so you don't have to, and various games are going up. The big thing that's happening this week is we have 10 videos coming your way that we do each year called the 12 Games of Christmas, and so that's 120 games ish. They're not all games. You'll see, where we do various lists and we just give you ideas for buying stuff for Christmas. That's not necessarily games that you would. They're not all from this year. There might even be some crossover with last year's list. We're just trying to find games that you can get right now that you can buy for other people for Christmas. There's also going to be a really big contest in there too, so you want to check that out.
I'll be honest. When we're recording these, sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, this is a great gift for someone," and then other times I forget that I'm like, "This is a great game for you to get for yourself," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." Well, we all know really what these shopping lists are for.
I buy my own Christmas presents. Chris buys his own Christmas presents.
And they're from each other.
Yes.
You guys don't buy each other presents?
No. I get what I want. I know exactly what I want. Or I tell him what I want.
What she really wants.
I never want to be disappointed.
She wants a.
No, I'm an adult. In fact, we
Chris,
actually.
this is a family show.
What?
Zigga.
We often actually give each other gifts and we open them before Christmas and we like wrap up something dumb for Christmas so that we have a gift to put under the tree. We don't have to wait. We're grown-ups.
Christmas is dead.
You guys are Scrooges. That's all I know. Scrooges.
I love Christmas. We're already playing Christmas songs. It's wonderful.
Yes, I am also playing Christmas songs. But, okay. Anyhow, I play Christmas songs while playing a space game over the weekend. After a while, I was like, this is kind of not working here. But anyway.
You know.
Santa Claus is ruling the galaxy.
So that's what's coming from the Dice Hour, like I said. Oh, and the top 10 list. That's
not
right.
Even close. Yeah.
This Thursday, we're doing our top 10 games that we think are great games, but we've had them bomb miserably. I don't know what the title of the list is yet, but that's what the theme of the list is. So
games that bomb. Yeah, I don't remember what.
Games that bomb miserably, but then that sounds like the game itself is bad. Great
Right.
games that bomb miserably. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anyhow.
Tuesday, we're doing the continuing series of the
Sorcerer's Arena.
You're in that one, right?
Chris versus Camilla.
Chris versus Camilla.
Ooh.
Things are not looking good for your hero, Chris.
Yes, hero. And yeah, you're
Just
right.
play a villain and you'll be fine.
In 40 minutes, Z's going to be playing Raiders of the North Sea. And also, Z's on line today at noon for a Q&A. And then I'm coming on with Eric Sommer and Robert Geislinger at 3 o'clock for At the Table. So don't worry, there's plenty of stuff this week. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up about next week. We still got crowd surfing. We still got Board Game Smorgasbord. There's lots of things that are coming out. So, all right. That's what's coming from the Dice Hour this week.
Assalamu alaikum. In today's Game Changer, I'm going to present my latest story mode, which is going to be for Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. I had been trying to create a story mode or wanted to create a story mode for Terraforming Mars, but when Ares Expedition came, I actually liked it more than standard terraforming because it cut away a lot of fat which was there in Terraforming Mars, and then I was more interested in playing it over and over because it slightly cut down on the playing time as well. So then playing multiple games of Terraforming Mars become more viable using Ares Expedition, and that's when I prepared this story mode which contains 8 missions, a coherent story mode about a failing Earth, and the humanities try to actually take as many population to Mars as they try to inhabit it or make it inhabitable. So each of those stories is going to represent 10 years, that what do they achieve in 10 years. There will be different missions given to you. There will be special variants in each of these missions as you finally complete the complete Mars terraforming by the end of the campaign. So if you're interested in that, get the file from the BGG file section under Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Happy gaming!
Board Game Breakfast, Ohio gozaimasu, and welcome to the Board Game Dojo, where today we are talking about a little hidden gem from Taiwan called Cat Sudoku, designed by Tate Wu and illustrated by Kayami. You, either by yourself or with your friends, will be playing, well, Sudoku, but with a catch. It's a roll and write. One person at a time will roll 4 dice, choosing one set of the numbers to act as wild for that round. Each player will then write those numbers anywhere they want on their board. However, like normal Sudoku, you need to avoid putting them in the same row or column. But in Cat Sudoku, you also want to avoid putting the same number directly diagonal. The game is over once players finish each square on their boards. The game itself comes with 4 different boards representing the 4 seasons, with spring being the easy difficulty and winter being the hardest. Whether you'll like this game or not is probably best answered by asking if you like to be a bit stressed when you play games. That's because this game's scoring system is one in which you can only lose points, not gain them, causing you a bit of a panic when you realize you've inevitably messed up. It's a similar feeling I get when I play Calico. I know that I'm not going to get the perfect board, but it still hurts a bit the moment that I can't place my choices anywhere and that pursuit of perfection is now gone. And that's the addiction loop for Cat Sudoku, which ironically also has a cute cat motif hiding a bit of an intense puzzle. It's always the pursuit of perfection, the dream of getting the full 100 points, and the reality that you, in fact, are not going to get it. But how close can you get? If this sounds like something up your alley, I know the reprint just went back in stock in the United States, with both the Board Game Geek Store and Amazon US both getting a fresh restock. Thank you so much for watching today. Done!
All right, today's shelf that we're looking at in the Dice Tower Library is a classic shelf, or mostly classic shelf. Let's take a look. Shelf 2A is the classics shelf. A lot of older games here, but they're almost all reprints of the older games. So we have the reprint of Amun-Re from Tasty Minstrel Game, and I know a lot of people, there's different versions of Amun-Re, but I just combined them into one box. I made the best one I could. Through the Desert, this is the reprint of that classic game from Kinetia, from Z-Man. Ra, another Kinetia game. Very good auction game, although this one will likely be replaced soon by the 25th century version. Tigers and Euphrates, this is the Another Knizia game. This is like a Knizia shelf in a sense. Tigris and Euphrates has, this is the Fantasy Flight version, and then the updated version of Tigris and Euphrates with hexagons is Yellow and Yangtze. Mississippi Queen is a racing game in which you're racing river boats down a river very slowly to pick up passengers. Taj Mahal is a classic kind of chicken, a big game of chicken in a sense. I don't really like it at all, but I know it's a classic a lot of people enjoy. Then we have what used to be called the Mask Trilogy, and a game. So these 4 games are kind of tied to each other. For a while, they were all, very big hits. We have Taurus, which is a very abstract strategy game. These are all games where you get a bunch of action points and use them. The most famous of the games, Tikal. And then following up that is Cusco, which used to be called Java. And then Mexica. These are all Wolfgang Kramer Kiesling games. They're very well known, although not a lot of people play them today. And then rounding off the shelf, we have Dead Men's Cabal, which is a very heavy Euro game, but with a very macabre theme with skulls and bones. And then Champions of Midgard, one of the few games we have 2 copies of, mostly because a lot of people enjoy playing it. And then 1 copy has all the expansions in. In fact, that's the only copy of it I'll play. And in fact, I just realized we don't have 2 copies of Champions of Midgard. We have 1, because this is actually Reavers of Midgard, which is a more Euro game style. So there you go. That's shelf 2A.
I've heard it's a classic shelf, Tom.
Classically trained?
This is a tough shelf for me to pick my favorite game on, because there's a lot of really good games on it. Probably Champions of Midgard, although on any given Sunday I might say Amun-Re. So I'm going to give the nod to the Champions, if you include the expansions, because the expansions for Champions are a must.
But you have the big box there with all.
It does have I don't add, nowadays, we don't add expansions to almost anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Which I appreciate. I think that's a good choice.
But that one is worth it. It's not that much harder to learn with them.
It is not.
And I like the Valhalla expansion a lot. I didn't try the Undermountain yet, though.
It doesn't really, the Undermountain is less important. The Undermountain adds another spot to go to fight monsters.
Okay.
Is that the one that adds leaders, or leaders is in Valhalla? Which one adds the leader
Leaders
days?
is in Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla has all the good stuff.
Yeah, it's a really great expansion. There's a lot of those Knizia games I haven't played. Primarily Clash of the Gladiators. But yeah,
that's not on there.
I think my favorite on that shelf is Ra. Ra is so good. It's so clean and push your luck and auction. It's a weird.
Have you played Amun-Re?
I haven't tried Amun-Re.
No.
I think you would like Amun-Re. I really do.
It's funny because all the games. So I played a few of the games on the shelf, and none of them are really mechanics that I'm in love with. So the fighting monsters of Champion Midgard is probably the one I like the most out of the 3. But Mexica has that area majority fighting thing.
Such a mean game.
That super mean. And then Raw has auctions that just I don't understand auctions. I don't know how to value anything in life apparently. And so I just failed at that game so badly.
I think you would both like Amun-Re.
Yeah?
Even though there's auctions in it, they're the kind from Stockpile, where you just put your marker above the other person.
Okay.
You really like Stockpile.
Yeah, I did like Stockpile.
And Through the Desert is a classic game. You said auctions, but Tigris Euphrates, I don't know what you all would think about that. That's such an interesting game. Taj Mahal I hate, so I don't care what you think.
The writing on that, so I keep, every time that I go through the library and double check, make sure everything's there, I always think it's Pi Mahal. I can't figure out that it's Taj Mahal until I look at it 4 times.
Anyway, it's a very Knizia
It's just
shelf
a weird
with a bit of Kramer involved.
Kramer and Kiesling, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we would enjoy Reavers of Midgard?
Maybe. It depends on how much you like card set collection, because that's really what it is.
Set collection.
You're rolling dice, but using those dice and they go to different spots on the board, or drafting dice and they go to different spots and then collecting cards, and if you have 4 of this set, it's worth more points. That's...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been a while since I played it. It hasn't been that long, actually. I think it's been 4 years, but it feels like a while.
4 years seems like a long time with the amount of games we go through.
4 years is 4 years of games is a long time, I guess.
How many hundreds of games is that?
Actually, I know the answer to that. It's about, we average 500 games a year here.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Raw.
Let's keep moving.
Raw.
Good morning, Board Game Breakfast. My name is Amanda Polk, and usually I'm here to talk about a game I'm really looking forward to in the future, but today I want to talk to you about a game that I was once looking forward to and now have got to play, and what I thought about it. So this week it is Ark Nova. This is one that I was really excited about. I think a lot of people were really excited about it. I think Tom's enthusiasm about this game certainly did not hurt. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. I think I was kind of expecting like my mind to be blown by this like phantasmic new game. And what I found when I played it is it's just solid. It's like the Volvo of games, where it's just like, it's well designed, it works well. It's not a Maserati, it's not like super like fancy and like, ooh, look at the bells and whistles. But what it does really well. It feels like it's been sort of like pieced together from a lot of other games, where it feels very familiar in lots of different ways. But none of that felt bad, which was interesting to me. I think I was surprised that it didn't feel like amazing and newer, but it just felt really good and like a fun puzzle to solve. And like, how am I gonna change my strategy next time? What would I do different? I've really enjoyed this game. I was worried that it would displace Terraforming Mars, which I still have Terraforming Mars, and I still love that game. I think the only extent to which it has displaced it is another game that is in that same sort of like weight class of games that I wish I got to play more. And whenever I think about it, I'm like, I wish I should try to get that to the table again soon. That's a good game. That always feels good. So that's me, Ark Nova. That's it for this week. I hope you're having a great breakfast. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hello, Proti here, your Romanian content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will look at a specialist card from Wild Serengeti. In Wild Serengeti you are a photographer, a filmmaker, and you're trying to catch different animals in different alignments or positions to catch them into a scene. Those scene cards or objective cards are the things that you are trying to fulfill. Every player has their own objective cards or scene cards, and you're trying to manipulate, move, put animals on the common main board to get them in the situations that you need so that you fulfill your different objective cards. And the objective cards have a fulfillment benefit, let's say, in the moment where you move the scene cards, or you catch that scene, you move it from in work in a filmed scene, you get a benefit right away. But some of the scene cards have on the top right, they have symbols, or one symbol or more, which are giving you different scoring possibilities for during the game, end of the game, or some extra income during the game. But there are some scene cards which have no symbols on the top right. But you have an interesting specialist, and I want to talk about it, the writer. It's a low complexity one. So at the beginning of the game, every player gets some specialists, and they can choose one for that game. So if you take the writer, you will get benefits even though those scene cards don't have a symbol on the bottom right. So this writer is giving you something for those scene cards which have no symbol, just a fulfillment benefit. And this is quite interesting. It's easy to use. You are trying to focus on your strategy, and if you're doing some let's say some scene card which has no symbol, you will get some extra benefits, and this is a VFX token which is helping you to fulfill different objectives in the future, and 3 points. So it's a quite nice specialist that you can have at the beginning of the game. This is what I wanted to talk about Wild Serengeti. Have a nice breakfast.
All right, many of our old promos from previous Kickstarter years, and by the way, we're going to start fulfilling Kickstarters soon, hopefully. We have the orders done. Kenny is driving to the place, leaving today, to help pack up and organize stuff, but it will still be probably several weeks before they start shipping. But hopefully you get your stuff soon. But other things at BGG Store. So let's show some of these things off here. All right, let's start with the Haze Islands thing.
What's this magic?
Chris, what is wrong with you?
Haze Islands. That's a pirate blimp.
That's a hazy game there.
Well, flip it over to Airside. I don't know much about this game.
Exist Games, or X First Games, I can't actually tell, compete for treasures and kill an ominous creature, the Doom. But beware, as it grows stronger and the days shorter, can you escape in time? Are you cunning enough to overcome fate in this exciting pirate adventure?
It says Golden Geek. What did it win the Golden Geek for?
For its Pirate Adventure, Tom.
2016 Best Print and Play Game.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so this is a non-printed play version of
I was
it.
going to say, if I print it, does it look like that?
This is a play and play version of it.
I'm going to print this box
Pay
with
and
the
play.
shrink on it.
All right.
This is got to be opened here. Does anybody have better nails than me? Open that.
No.
The answer is no.
Have you not looked at our nails? What are you talking about?
I have like thickness on them. They don't work. Oh, what magic do you have in your pocket, Chris?
I have keys.
Buttons. What are these buttons for? These are for calico. Ooh, they're rainbowy and colorful.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to use those or not. I like them. They're just, what are the buttons in the regular game? They're just tokens, right?
Yeah, they're cardboard.
Yeah, they're cardboard
Yeah,
tokens.
these are super cute.
Why
I
would
like
you?
them.
Well, let's replace
That's a
them.
very happy looking.
Why would you
rainbow.
not use those ones?
Well, I always compare them to the original game and see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
They're
they
happy.
look good.
All right, put them in.
Spell slot tracker.
What's it
Yellow
for?
edition.
Ooh.
It is for.
Yellow edition.
Yeah, it's for yellow edition.
Strata Strike.
Spell slots is usually like a D&D thing, isn't it? All right, so this is one of those wood.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know if they can see the yellow in between, but it's like wood and then yellow acrylic.
That actually is very, very nice.
And then wood underneath.
Yeah,
so it almost feels like it's glowing.
It really does have kind of a glowing look from here. Let's see if I can't get a good angle. Yeah, like right there. So where you slot your dice into, it has like a bit of a yellow glow to it. I like that a lot. I don't even know what this is for. Is that magnets? Rare earth magnets? No, those are screws. Spell slots? I don't know. A lot of D&D things.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
dice will fit in there.
Oops, sorry,
Woo!
Wendy.
Perfect. Perfect aim, Tom.
Smash them.
Either feels. Did you open this?
No, but I know what it is. Here, show the front cover. So this is a new dream for Ether Fields. In Ether Fields, you go through multiple dreams. When I say dreams, I mean nightmares. And that is what the game is. It's about going through various nightmares. Your nightmare
is
might be going through a mall with mannequins or
It's a cat
waking up
mouse.
in the darkness alone. And this one is cats.
It's the Kittenberg
Mike's
experience.
worst nightmare.
I am so amused by the theming of this one. It's not a standalone expansion. You need the base game to play it, but it says you can enter this dream from anywhere, basically. So yeah, that's cool.
Kittenberg resides next to Felinia, I think.
All right, this here, I thought we had this in our library. We might. I don't remember.
I can check it out and see.
And if we don't, we'll probably replace it. So this is, I know we have these. I don't remember if we have those plastic pieces.
What are
But what
these?
this is it's just basically a tray for food chain magnet, and you can put all the cards on it.
Okay.
I must have this whole thing.
I think you have the accordion part, which is this.
Because these, I assume, do these just attach?
Yeah, I think this accordion thing that he shows they go in that.
No, they don't attach to each other, I don't think.
They attach the accordion.
No, here's the other. I don't know. It works together some
Oh,
way.
I see. There's a top and a bottom.
These, I know people like these player menus though, because these show all the different cards you can buy in Food Chain Magnet.
Oh my gosh, if you're gonna play Food Chain Magnet, I think that you need this. This is a ridiculously useful player aid.
Yeah.
If you played it without it, then you haven't really played the game.
I'm not going that far to say that. Okay.
No, it's so much more convenient.
Okay, so Chris will put that together later. What are you doing? You're never gonna get it together.
I don't know, man. You didn't tell me this is part of the job.
I know. I'm telling you that.
I'm making a
Okay,
fan
and the
of
last thing we have here are these clips that there's a whole bunch of there's different sizes for widths of boards, and there's corners and straight edges. So
also there's
I
one
got
other
some-
thing here, Tom. This is the same company that makes that yellow spell tracker. This is a 20 health dial here that is wooden.
So here we're showing you a board, and you'll notice there's a part here that comes apart.
So you slide this on?
Well, no, you're using a corner
Oh,
one.
I'm using a corner one. Oh.
You fool.
I am a fool. Do you put that on top or on the bottom?
I don't know. I think it's
Probably on the bottom because it takes up less space. Once again, not nails.
And we may not
There we go.
be using the right thickness for this board. I don't know, but
Ta-da. So it keeps it. That keeps it nice and flat.
it really does. I'm considering keeping these somewhere. I
So,
like that
throwing
concept
some of these
a
in
lot.
our cart.
I'll be honest, I was kind of skeptical of these. But it's cool to see that it doesn't spill over that much because a lot of boards have victory point tracks around the outside, so you wouldn't want to put the longer side.
So what's the
Yeah.
point of the corner ones?
There's boards that have multiple pieces, like there's 4 boards,
Okay.
so that you would use it for that, or
attaches
a
them
weird
together.
combination maybe.
Huh. Interesting.
There's some boards that have angles when they fold out, maybe. Interesting.
Yeah, these are really neat. I like them a lot. Also, this is more beautiful.
Does it prevent the Florida humidity from messing up games?
No, that you need cat litter for. Cat litter. Anti-Florida
Either
thing.
Fields, where is it?
Yeah.
Does it come with cat litter?
It does. This is my favorite thing that we've seen so far, Tom. This spell slot thing.
That's super cool.
Mine is this cat dream. Oh. Anyway, that's what's at the Board Game Geek store this week.
Oh, happy breakfast, everyone. Today we're talking about this rather heavy box that I just dragged across the table for no reason. Ark Nova. Now, there is one game that it is very much linked to, and that's Terraforming Mars. And everyone says that has pretty poor production value. Now, Ark Nova does have a slightly better production value, but I still think that there's some improvements to be made. Now, first of all, one of the ones that I made, personally I didn't make it. My friend Paul printed me off a 3D printed coffee cup. Now, it seems like a really small change to Ark Nova, just that coffee cup, but putting them side by side, it's hard to now go back to that little wooden token that actually doesn't look that much like a coffee cup for the break track. So a tiny little upgrade for Ark Nova, but I've also now started, again with Paul's help, to print off some of the other tiles. So the picture you're seeing now is of the petting zoo, and it's definitely got me interested in tiles for at least the special buildings, if not some more of them as well. It worked with Terraforming Mars, making it a little bit more of a pimped experience, those 3D tiles, and I think Ark Nova might have the same sort of deal. But let me know, do you think Ark Nova needs to be upgraded in terms of quality? Does it need those 3D tiles? Well, let us know and enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Hey, I'm Jordan. Let's talk about a quick game. This is 9 Lives from BoardGameTables.com. If you guys follow me in any sort of way, you know that I love BoardGameTables.com games. I think their games are just, I don't know, they just kind of fit right into what I look for in games. They're not super long, the production value is always fantastic, the art style is really unique, and they just have some really quirky, interesting games that are unlike a lot of other games out there. So 9 Lives is a follow-up to Ghosts of Christmas, which is a Japanese trick-taking game with some twists to it. And this one has 2 main twists that I think. So it does have bidding or betting. Not all trick-taking games have that, so that's not much of a twist. But the first biggest twist is that all the cards tell you what color the cards are. So if I have 4 red cards in my hand, 2 blue cards, and a yellow card, everybody can see that because the backs of the cards are different depending on the colors. The red cards have a red back and so on. And so you can see, if I'm going to play a red card, I can see that Devin on my right-hand side doesn't have any red cards, so they're probably going to trump that. And that is, it's a really interesting way for you to judge the other players without having to do that card counting. And then another thing that's really awesome, and another thing that's really interesting is that you have, at the end of each trick, whoever wins the trick is going to take a card from there. It can't be the card that you won the trick with, but you're taking a different card and putting it back into your hand. So people are going to have different amounts of cards in their hands, and you play until one person runs out of cards and then the round is over. But it really cuts down on that card counting that you find in a lot of trick-taking games that have perfect information. So those 2 twists, if they're interesting to you, which I have found particularly interesting, check this one out. This is 9 Lives from Board Game Tables. Small package, cat themes. I don't know. It's got some good stuff. Check it out. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
All right, just to clarify things, we are not sponsored by Ark Nova in any sort of way. But people are still playing it.
But we would like to be. No.
That's true.
I wouldn't.
I would take that.
It wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah. Not even Capstone, just Ark Nova.
Just Ark Nova, not Capstone. Okay, so we said earlier that Z was playing Raiders of the North Sea, but he's actually playing Potion Explosion as an app, which still bugs me because Okay, Potion Explosion is a board game based on an app, but now he's playing an app of a board.
I've only played it as an app. I've never
makes
played
no
the physical
sense.
version.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I haven't either.
It seems like a waste of time to set all that up when you could just play an app.
There are rolling marbles. Okay.
Wait, have I played? I think Now I can't remember if I've actually played the physical board game or not.
Anyhow, that's coming up in 15 minutes. So he'll see you then. We'll see you later on today. All different things going on. And of course, tomorrow you'll see Chris and Camilla duke it out in a board game.
Duke is my middle name.
It is.
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah, well, see, with you, we're never quite sure what you're saying. Alrighty, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Christopher Duke Yee. And here's my social security number.
436.
7.
Let's keep
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vasel and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production.